are you, teacher?
I'm fine.
Teacher, where have you been?
I've been buying some books.
You going home?
Yes.
Let me take you back. Come, let's go.
Thanks very much for the thought, but I think I'll go back by bus.
Don't you want me to take you home, teacher?
Listen now. I've told you once. Do you not understand?
But, teacher, I would like to be friends.
Well, I do not.
But then I do. Let me carry you to the bus.
No! Get away!
Get down here! Do you want to die? No, you shouldn't harm women. Get down here!
Richard!
I'm all right. Don't worry. You wait here and watch.
You can't fight them alone.
You men, stay right where you are. I'll fight him. Good, now I'll beat him. Stop it. What's wrong? What's going on? There is no complaint. Well, if there's no complaint, then we better be going. We'll meet again someday.
I'm sorry for what they did to you.
It doesn't matter. Richard, this is Deputy Sheriff John.
Hello.
My pleasure. Have you known each other long?
Ever since we were kids.
That means you come from around this way, huh?
I was born here.
Do excuse me. I must go now.
Goodbye.
I'll see you to your house.
Father, are you really not very hungry, or are you waiting for Richard?
Your brother Richard should have been back long before now.
Don't you worry. He'll be all right. If you're going to sit here all night waiting for Richard, you'll faint from hunger.
How about you? Why aren't you eating?
I'm not all that hungry.
So you're waiting for Richard as well?
Richard, welcome home.
My dear, you look more beautiful than ever before.
Don't talk any more. You've come very late. Your father nearly fainted from hunger.
Actually, I would have been home earlier, but something happened. I'll tell you later. Good to see you, Father.
Whatever has happened to your face? It's covered in bruises.
I was fighting with some men down in the town.
That sounds like my boy. But you must take it easy.
I just couldn't help myself. They were annoying a woman. I had to do something.
Have a glass of water, Richard. Why don't you go and take a bath? Then we can all sit down and have dinner together.
Those shots seem to have been coming from over around at our neighbor's farm.
I think you're right.
Shouldn't we go over and see what's happened?
My dear, whenever there's gunfire, it means that someone has died.
But what if something has happened to Kenneth?
I'm worried. Maybe something has happened.
I better go and take a look. You stay here, in case there's trouble.
Please, can I come along as well?
All right. Don't you worry, Father.
You come back quickly.
As far as I know, this couple had a quarrel with a gang. They were killed because they wouldn't pay up. Something must be done soon about those murdering bastards.
The gang that's responsible. Are they led by Mrs. Chaw?
You're trying to suggest to me that Mrs. Chaw is behind all these killings? There's absolutely no way.
Why do you think this is done by Mrs. Chaw, then?
Because I suspect that she is behind all this. She's an obvious choice. She sells land to all these farmers.
What you're saying is wrong. What would she gain by killing them? I think that many people are jealous of her popularity amongst our village people.
I don't think that you're right.
Why don't you think so?
I think that Mrs. Chaw is a murderer. I've just come from fighting with her damn gang. They're all killers. And the sheriff is almost certainly on her payroll.
I cannot agree with one single word that you've said. You hardly know her. It's unfair for you to pass judgment on someone that you don't know. Not only do I trust her, but everyone in these parts, they respect her in the same way that our sheriff does.
Let's not talk about Mrs. Chaw. What will you do now about those poor farmers who've been so brutally murdered?
I will go into town and tell the sheriff exactly what's happened here.
Good idea. You better tell the other farmers to make sure no one touches these bodies until the sheriff gets here.
Listen, I'm going to get the sheriff. Make sure that no one touches these bodies. You got me?
Yes.
Do you think the sheriff will give a damn about them?
We must report their deaths. Whether the sheriff gives a damn is his business. I will report it. You wait here.